How's it going, everybody? Casey here with the Coyote Works channel. Man, it's good to be back. I'm headed out in Grandpa's truck to do an overnighter, and for once I'm not really on any kind of a mission. It's been pretty hot, like high 90s in town, and so I thought I'm just gonna head out in the woods tonight in Grandpa's truck, get up high where it's cooler, do a little old school camping trip, and maybe just show you guys how simple camping can be along the way. But also, I picked up a bunch of new Ironman gear from my buddy Kelly and Kyle down at Performance Repair Specialties in Prineville. They're an Ironman dealer, and they have a little bit of an overlanding, off-road oriented shop there in town. So if any of you guys need anything on your way out to the Ochocos, that's a good place to stop. But anyway, on this trip, I thought I'd just take the opportunity to try out that kind of a whole new camping setup out of the back of the truck. And one of the things I'm kind of excited about is I picked up the Ironman swag. So I'm pretty excited to show you guys that, and then just kind of to see how it all works out. This will be my first night camping in this configuration, but I think it might be a good kind of summertime setup for camping out of the back of the truck. All right, well, we are off the pavement, so now essentially we're basically just going to enjoy tooling around on the back roads up here and looking for a little spot to camp. That's kind of our first objective. We want a nice amount of time to just kick back around camp, and I'm going to take a minute here and look at my Gaia GPS and see if I can figure out what road I want to take from here. All right, well, it's by no means a perfect spot, but got a nice little spot here. I'm out on the point of this ridge. I'll show you guys the view out there, but the nice thing about this is I should start getting a little breeze across me, which will cool me down just a little bit, keep me cool until the sun starts going down when the temperature starts dropping a little bit, because right now it's probably still about 90. Guys, look at that view out there. Throw my swag out right there. Have my tailgate down, I can cook on it. A little chair and tables here. Got a little shade from the afternoon sun. Breeze coming in off the point of the ridge. Yeah, this will do just fine. So, let me show you guys my Outback style camp that I'm going to set up here. And actually, it's not totally Outback style, but it is basically all gear from Ironman 4x4 that I got from Kelly and Kyle in Prineville at their shop. So I pretty much just splurged and got myself a whole new camp set up to go camping out of the truck in. So this will be the first time that I've camped with this kind of a configuration. So it'll be a little bit of an experiment, and you guys will get to experience it for the first time right along with me. All right. So first of all, I'm going to show you guys throughout the process of this how little overall gear that I actually have for this camp. But the one thing that is big that I'll show you guys is this thing. So this is the double size swag, and I went big because I wanted the double so it'd be big enough that I could actually keep some gear in it with me if I wanted. Basically right now I've just got all separate components in here. We're going to rip this out and set it up, and you guys will see what I mean. But I think when we put it away, we'll put it away a lot more compact than it is now. All right, so I got a decent little level spot right here. Let's get this all out of the bag. So I also got the Ironman sleeping bag, and I got this because it's a rectangular sleeping bag and it's a nice size. My plan is that I'll be able to roll this sleeping bag up inside the swag. So we'll see if that works out, but that's what I'm hoping. All right, so there it is, guys. And again, I didn't try to roll this up very compact or anything, but it's actually not that heavy. I think it's about 50 pounds, if I remember right, maybe 40 or 50 pounds or something like that. So we'll get this thing set up. Pretty cool though. If you get this sleeping bag, it's got 3 compression straps around it, so it folds away, buttons up pretty neat. So I got a pretty level spot right here. That's one thing I think for something like this, is I'm going to want to be pretty level. The other reason I picked this spot is I've got just a little bit of shade from these little juniper trees right here, so in the morning, the sun's going to come up in the east over there. So this will make it so it doesn't hit my swag quite so early. So one thing I want to do is just kind of pay attention to how long this takes to set up. I don't think it's going to be too bad, but it is kind of like a tent. It does take a little bit of setup, or at least this particular one. I've got these 2 poles for the ends, and then I just have these little clips. The poles are all shot corded together, so you're not going to lose them. Then the center pole, right there, and I guess just stretch this out where we like it. All right, just like that, it's set up. So from here, I can go ahead and guy out the ends and then stake the corners out. So I think I'll go ahead and do that just in case I get a little wind up here. That'll just help keep it taut. But other than that, it's pretty much done. I mean, theoretically, on a calm night, you could crawl in it and sleep in it just like that. Just gonna throw my sleeping bag in there. Got a nice big mattress. I'll toss in this extra whoopee in here. And I got a pillow. I like these little climate pillows there. All right, so there's the Ironman double swag and their -5°C sleeping bag. So -5°C is pretty lightweight. That's like roughly a 30-degree bag, which for around here, even in the summertime like this, is just about right. Anything thinner than that and you'll probably get cold at night, but I like it. It's flannel lined, and yeah, I think I'm gonna sleep like a baby in that. All right, let's get our Ironman, I think this is called their quad chair. This is one of their bigger, more comfortable camp chairs, and since I'm in the truck, I thought I'd bring it, but once again, it comes in a nice bag and everything, which I'll probably promptly get rid of. So one thing about these bags is they're nice for keeping dust off all of your gear, and like the stuff that's in the back of my truck does get dusty. The soft topper doesn't seal the dust out real well. So that is where the bags are nice. If you don't have to worry about dust getting on your gear, the bags are just kind of an extra step when you're packing and unpacking things. So especially you'll notice when I'm camping out of my Jeep, you don't see a lot of stuff in bags because I just leave the bags at home. It's just an extra step that I don't want to deal with when I'm setting up and tearing down camp. But this chair is pretty deluxe. And this is that food box. So here's another new little piece of gear. This is the Ironman folding camp table. So this camp table, what I liked about it is just how compact it is, and it seems pretty durable too. Now, the trade-off for it being this compact is that it's going to take a minute to set it up, but I really like that compact size. That's pretty hard to beat, a camp table this size and this small of a package. So let's see if we can remember how to set it up here. All right, and next piece of gear, and this is pretty cool. This is a water jug that has a spigot on it. I think it's about a 5-gallon. It's probably in liters. Nice spigot right here, so you can have a little bit of running water. All right, so this is my entire food kit for this trip. I've got all my kitchen stuff in this little box. So just gonna get out a few things. I've got a little Covea stove here, 1 can of fuel, some paper towels, and then I've just got a couple of Mountain House meals here. I don't think I'm even gonna get those out, to be honest with you. I don't think I will eat them. I'll probably eat on paper plates tonight. All right, well, I'm about to starve to death, so I'm going to get some dinner cooking pretty soon, but just now I thought I would stop. I'm going to have a tasty little beverage, and I'm drinking one of these Waterloo blackberry lemonades. This has been kind of my beverage of choice for this season. Delicious and refreshing. Cheers. So we're gonna have a really classic camp meal tonight. We'll have beans and franks, but with a little bit of an upgrade because we're gonna use the Johnson's pepper jack bratwurst. Very good sausages right there. Upgrade on the old school cheese sausage. And then we're gonna use the Bush's grill and beans, and my favorite ones are the Southern Pit barbecue. So barbecue beans, a couple of bratwurst, one pot. We'll basically dump the beans in, and I'll slice up some sausage and drop it in the pot. And then we'll just let it all heat up together. So to open the can, I've just got my trusty SOG multi-tool. All right, now I'll just heat that up. Oh man, guys, this looks great. So I got a little fruit cup, some beans and franks. See, now that's good with that bratwurst in there. Yeah, guys, you can't beat that. That pepper jack and that sausage add just a little bit of a bite to it, but not too much. All right, guys, well, we're pretty much all buttoned up, got our dishes cleaned up, so I was thinking we would go on a little walk. Actually, let me do my Gaia GPS, and just in case it gets dark on us, we're going to record a track. All right, so it's been pretty hot today, so it's not likely that there's going to be any animals moving during the day. But sometimes when it starts to cool off in the evening, they will start moving a little bit. So how we'd walk over here, we got some meadows, some aspen groves. Maybe we'll see if we can see some deer or something in here. All right, well, it's getting close to dark. We're not seeing any animals, so we're gonna skedaddle back to camp. I'm just a couple of miles from a place where a wolf was spotted, so I always thought it might be kind of interesting to see a wolf in here. I don't think there's a lot of them, but there's starting to get to be a few of them. Such a pretty area up here. All right, there's home for the night. We're just going to get cleaned up and we'll crawl into that swag and see how comfortable it is. Now, one thing you got to be a little bit careful about when you have running water like this is not to use it too fast. Feels like I might have gone through, I might have gone through half of that 5 gallons already, so you do have to be a little bit careful about that. That's not too bad. I got another couple of gallons in a Rotopax water can in there, but this is sure handy having a spigot like that around camp. Okay, I'm gonna crawl into the swag, but I gotta take my pants off, so I'm gonna have to cut you guys off because that's way too hot for YouTube. All right, well, I'm snugged up here in the swag. So this is how much room there is. It's actually pretty roomy inside in here. Now, the one thing that does take a little bit getting used to is the ceiling height. I can sit up a little bit. There's enough room in here that I could definitely change clothes, things like that, but it's quite a bit smaller than my rooftop tent for sure. I tell you, the mattress though is really comfortable in this thing, so, well, I am just gonna do my usual. I'm gonna kick back and read a little bit, listen to the sounds of the night, and it's pretty quiet out there though. All right, guys, well, I've just been lounging in here reading a little bit, and I'm getting kind of drowsy, so I think I'm gonna drift off and have a little bit of a nap. So that's all for this day, guys. I'll see y'all in the morning for coffee. Oh, good morning, guys. That sun's coming up fast. Just laying here lounging a little bit, and it's already starting to get bright out there, but man, slept really comfortably. The mattress in this thing is actually very nice. The next thing we're going to do is throw some pants on, get out there and have some coffee. So, one little tip, when you leave your boots sitting on the ground out night, is shake them out. Out here in this country, there's a lot of scorpions on the ground, and they like to crawl up inside boots. Scorpions, spiders, even red ants, stuff like that. You don't really want in your boot in the morning, so always a good idea to shake your boots out before you slide your foot into them. So the swag ended up being really comfortable. This double swag is, for me, is the way to go. If I'm camping out of the truck, size and weight's not really a concern. The difference in the Ironman swag between the single and the double is this double is about 15 inches wider. That's just plenty of extra room that I can throw my clothing bag in there and still have lots of room to sprawl out and everything. So as far as comfort goes, this was a great setup. The mattress that comes with it is extremely comfortable. All right, I'm gonna start my morning with a Back Porch Coffee Roasters cold brew. That's good coffee though, guys. Good coffee. Yep. We'll get some hardware on this morning. Rocking the peanut butter 19X and a Vetter light tuck holster. All right, knife, Bic lighter, and a small Streamlight flashlight. That's a minimum of what always goes in my pockets. Dang, it's already starting to get warm this morning. Still a little bit cool in the shade for a t-shirt, but standing right here in the sun, it's perfect. This is nice. Really not a better way to wake up in the morning. So, guys, you've all seen me camping for years with my rooftop tent, my Gazelle tent, and even before that, just on the ground with a pad and a sleeping bag. And so the question is, why the swag? Why was I interested in trying this configuration? Well, number one, I really enjoy just camping out of the back of the pickup truck, but the swag is another configuration of a camp that allows me to have my vehicle independent of my camp. So this is another way that I can come in and set up a camp, and then I can drive my truck away from camp without completely tearing down my camp like I do with a rooftop tent. So that's one of the big reasons. The other reason really is just because, man, I've been watching Ronnie Dahl and 24/7 Overland and True Blue Overland and a bunch of these Australian guys, 4X Overland, a bunch of these Australian guys for a long time. And anyway, that's really the main reason. And plus, it's just fun to switch it up and try a different configuration of camping. This exact configuration that I did on this camping trip worked out pretty well. And I think I'll probably try this on a few more trips this summer. For breakfast this morning, we're going to keep it simple. We're just going to have a Peak Refuel breakfast skillet. I really like the Mountain House breakfast skillet. I don't know that I've tried this one before. Actually, that looks like there's quite a bit of juicy goodness in there, huh? Alright, let's see how this Peak Refuel breakfast skillet is. Smells good. It's very good. The flavors are very much just like the fresh vegetable kind of a flavor, along with the eggs and the potatoes. There's not a ton of seasoning on it. I guess the one thing that I would say about it is you might want to add a little Tabasco or a little salt and pepper or something to it. Alright, well, we had a nice little breakfast and I actually went on a little walk, which I really enjoyed. The heat is really starting to build up, so I bet it's already maybe high 70s. Within another hour or two, it'll be over 80, and then I bet today it's going to get up into the high 90s. So I think next thing we're going to do is we're going to start packing up camp. This is just my clothing and personals bag. I've got my iPad in here. This thing should be pretty easy to take down. I'll just pull the stakes at the ends and the corners. Alright, so that's not bad. It did all roll up into there. Yeah, this shouldn't be too bad actually. I think this is going to work just fine. Poles, stakes. Guys, that's perfect. The whole thing fits in there. So that's it. That's excellent. Alright guys, so right here, this little pile of gear is basically everything I need to have a really nice couple of days camping out in the woods. So right here I've got my food box that has my stove, all my dishes and everything in it. I've got my clothing bag right there. I've got this folding table from Ironman. There's a camp chair, and then of course the big bag below is my whole sleeping and shelter setup. So the Ironman double swag, the Ironman extra large sleeping bag, pillow, everything is all inside there. So my entire sleeping setup. Yeah, it doesn't give you everything comfortable. Oh, one more thing I guess I would mention is my 5 gallons of water, and some kind of a water container that actually has a spigot on it is preferable to me. That just gives you that kind of, you know, running water in camp. This configuration of gear I really enjoyed. It does take a little bit of effort to set up the double swag, but not that much, and this gives me a good comfortable camp that I can drive my pickup away from. So I think I'm gonna camp out of this setup a few more times out of the truck this summer, and I'm sure I'll dial it a little bit, but I think this is gonna end up being kind of my minimal, you know, warm temperate weather truck camping loadout. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I really appreciate you coming along for this little adventure. As always, I appreciate your support. I look forward to your questions, your comments, but above all, I just look forward to seeing you on the next adventure. Until then, Coyote Works, out. There we go.